As a result of the Ebola virus disease, which struck Sierra Leone in May 2014 and lasted until November 2015, brought tragic death toll as well as devastation of families and communities and disruption to social lives. The 18-month crisis had an equally devastating effect on the country's economy and businesses, particularly small-medium enterprises. The African Foundation Developments for Sierra Leone has launched the findings for their study, which looks at the impact of the recent Ebola outbreak on SMEs in various sectors and across the 4 regions in Sierra Leone. Making a presentation on the findings of the study conducted, the ABC project coordinator, Eunice Adizo Conte, said the study proves that the production level of small and medium enterprises dropped significantly during the Ebola outbreak alongside foreign direct investment. And the study looks at the status of the economy and how it will look like during post-Ebola recovery.
Our study shows that steps taken internally in Sierra Leone, particularly the action taken by the government of Sierra Leone, which at the time imposed emergency measures aimed at reducing the spread of the virus, had some impact on doing business in Sierra Leone. And it is also the case, according to our study, that external actions taken by countries abroad, including the United Kingdom's action on the suspension of direct air travel between the UK and Sierra Leone, how that also had additional adverse impact on doing business in Sierra Leone. Equally, we know that, according to our findings, the study doesn't really tell us things that were new about the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Sierra Leone. What the Ebola outbreak has done is actually to exacerbate these issues that we all know about. The fact that SMEs face enormous challenges, for instance, access to capital, the interest loan rate for an SME that tries to access finance for them to expand and grow is between 20 to, in some cases, 50%, have been told.
The Director of Export Development at the Sierra Leone Investment and Export Promotion Agency SLEPA, Sheikh Kawa, noted that there is a need to focus on natural resources, establishing the fact that there are many emerging opportunities for small-medium enterprises to export, and encourage them to work actively with the diaspora SMEs and create internal and external linkages, making mention of the emerging opportunities in post-Ebola period for SMEs.
Because of the Ebola outbreak, we have seen the way multinational investments in Sierra Leone have gone. Our local SMEs have remained. I think you should cheer yourselves. There is definitely a need to focus on our local investments, on our local SMEs. As Chuk said, the SME ecosystem is quite varied. There are so many factors involved in the SME ecosystem. As a trade promotion agency with our mandate of investment facilitation as well as export development and promotion, there have been many expectations on our services. There are many emerging opportunities for SMEs to export, particularly in the diaspora markets in the UK, France, and the USA. As a trade promotion organization, we would want to work with those SMEs, the diaspora SMEs. We have a mandate of promoting linkages, internal linkages, as well as external linkages along export value chains.
Speaking to this medium, the team leader of SOBA, Chukwuemeka Chigezi, said that overall, all regions indicated a significant reduction of profits. Hardest hit in terms of profitability was the northern region, and however made mention that despite the numerous challenges faced, SOBA intend to work with all business and see how they can contribute to upgrade their businesses.
Well, I think they found, not to anybody's surprise, that indeed the Ebola was a major crisis, set back businesses, and they looked at it by region and highlighted that profitability, for example, in the north was affected, and production in the south was also much reduced. And you know, in the diaspora, quite a lot of the investment plans had to be put on hold, so they didn't make the investments that would have been made had it not been for the crisis. What I think is useful in a meeting like this is that we take personal responsibility. So as I'm the team leader for SUBA, I have already asked my intervention lead that we will follow up with all of the business bomber businesses. These are all businesses that have won previous business bomber competitions, and what we heard today is that they're at a point of growth where some of these issues are now affecting them. And we will sit down and look at them and talk to them and see where we can help them to solve their issues. We will also, and again this is a sort of personal commitment, we will also explore how we build a portal. What I mean by that is we really begin to link up the actors on the ground here and create an interface, an information interface for the diaspora. We'll work with Afford in the UK, we'll work with some of these other organizations that we're here today. So these are very concrete, practical things that we've agreed to do here, and I will take personal responsibility.
It is worth noting that Afford UK worked towards expanding and enhancing the role of diaspora in job creation in Africa in the face of the continent's growing youth population and demand for employment. Numerous findings were brought out from the study, and an interactive panel discussion was held where business entrepreneurs brought out the challenges they have faced so far in moving on with their businesses and what must be the way forward. For Star Television in Freetown, Adama Economy reporting.